Does a lithium deficiency cause Alzheimer's disease? Now, personally, I don't think that a lithium deficiency alone does. And we can look at a lot of other different cofactors that go along with an Alzheimer's diagnosis based on, a multitude of different studies. But you've probably seen in the news lately about this new study that came out, lithium deficiency in the onset of Alzheimer's disease, that was published in Nature magazine. And so today I'm going to break down the study because a lot of times people only read the headlines and they think lithium alone is causing Alzheimer's, but that is not the case. What's going on? My name is Tyler Bradley. I run Bradley Health, a cognitive health coaching company. And what I do for my clients is I coach them one-on-one, week by week, through the process that they need to protect their brain, heal their brain, and reverse any cognitive decline that they may have based on Dr. Dale Bredesen's RECODE protocol. If you have questions about that, you can find me and send me a message. But today we're talking about lithium deficiency. And I went and read the study because I need to know for my clients and what I do, what exactly were they talking about in this study with lithium deficiency. And so I have the study here in front of me, and I'm going to be going over it and breaking it down for you today. Now, lithium is a naturally occurring substance in the brain that everybody needs. Lithium is important for brain function and for specific regions of the brain to build neurons, build synapses. You need lithium. A lot of times people hear, about metals in the brain and they think they're all bad, which a lot of them are. Iron, mercury, we do not want in the brain. But things like lithium, we do. And so you have to understand that there is a difference here between lithium metals and like iron and mercury. What this study looked at was a bunch of different patients that had either mild cognitive impairment or Alzheimer's and dementia diagnosis compared to people with no cognitive impairment. And what they found when they were looking for all of the different metals in the brain was that lithium was much more deficient than anything else. So the question begs, why? And then that's what they looked at next. And the why behind that is really understanding, what happens to the lithium in the brain whenever it's naturally occurring. And a lot of lithium does come from diet. A lot of lithium comes from, what you're actually putting in your body and in the natural environment around you. But one big thing that they found within the brain was whenever amyloid beta plaques build up, which is what has previously been thought as the sole cause of cognitive decline, which we now know is not. But when amyloid beta plaques build up in your brain, they actually sequester lithium. So as lithium drops, more amyloid starts building up. Amyloid beta starts building up, especially as there's other cofactors going on causing cognitive decline. And as more amyloid beta builds up, it starts pulling in and ionizing with the lithium in the brain. And so even if you supplemented with base lithium, it would just get pulled in by the amyloid beta buildup and not do anything, which I'm going to talk about, how to get around that towards the end of the video. But so amyloid beta, as it builds, pulls the lithium in, causing even more deficiency. And that's why when they looked at mild cognitive impairment in actual Alzheimer's cases, in those patients, they saw so little lithium is because it was getting pulled in. And they found that by looking in actual mouse models as well. So everything that they investigated in the study was in mouse models. So that's why we can't come out right now and say everyone should be taking a lithium supplement, because everything that they did was in mice. And so there's no real human-backed data to say this is what we should be supplementing with. They also investigated what lithium does in the brain whenever the brain has enough of it. And lithium is really important for a lot of different factors. It helps synapses be built, which are the connections in your brain. It helps neurons be built. And then it also affects different genetic expressions that are contributors to Alzheimer's and dementia. And at the end of the day, looking at all of the effects that lithium has on the brain, a lack of lithium does one big overarching thing that we can say, and that it creates a neuroinflammatory state in the brain when there's a big lack of lithium, because the brain can't process nutrients as well, it can't clear amyloid beta as well, and it can't build parts of the brain back and neurons. It can't hold them together nearly as well. So this creates a large neuroinflammatory state, which we know neuroinflammation is the driving cause of Alzheimer's and dementia from an overarching perspective. Now, there are a lot of things that cause this neuroinflammation outside of just the lithium deficiency, but lithium deficiency they found was one of the bigger contributors here in this study, again, in mouse models. And so it begs the question of, okay, what are we supposed to do here? Now, looking at, protective measures for your brain, there was no study in terms of looking at, okay, should we supplement with lithium to protect memory outcomes? Even though lithium does protect memory centers, it protects executive function centers, and that's what they found in these mice as well. And so, does it help those if you're not experiencing cognitive decline? Likely, yes. Will it help them enough to supplement with them if you have zero issues and you're just looking to protect? Not really. At least based on this study, they need to do human trials to understand exactly what lithium supplementation can do. But what they were looking at specifically was the cognitive decline, was the clearance of amyloid beta, and it restoring memory centers' executive function in the brain. And so they decided, let's figure out if we can supplement with lithium. And now this is getting to the part where you're probably interested in talking about the actual supplementation. Whenever they looked at supplementation, they tried a few different factors, because you remember back at the beginning of this video, we were talking about lithium, whenever they supplemented with it, was actually just being sequestered by the amyloid beta buildup. And the more amyloid beta buildup you have, the easier it's going to be for that lithium that you either intake through diet naturally or supplementation to just get straight pulled into and connect with that amyloid beta and not able to be used at all. So you have to get around this somehow. And they found, based on trying a few different things and a couple of theories, that lithium orotate was the only option that allowed the brain to use it without it getting uptook by the amyloid beta. It was much more bioavailable than any other lithium supplement they utilized. In fact, every other lithium supplement did next to nothing in the brain, and then the lithium orotate actually had effects. Whenever they used this lithium orotate, they noticed that the memory center started functioning better. Amyloid beta clearance was actually better. Executive function was better, again, in these mice, not in humans. And that the lithium helped synapses start being built back. It helped, clear neurofibrillary tangles, which are a big issue. And it also helped clear the p-tau that has been shown to be an increased risk of Alzheimer's and dementia as well. So lithium orotate, or lithium O to make it a little bit easier, was the only option used that actually had bioavailability and helped with all of these things that go on in the brain. And so all in all, breaking it down like that, what is my suggestion when it comes to supplementing with lithium orotate? Right now, I can't tell anybody to supplement with lithium orotate. Specifically, again, mouse models. I'm not going to come out here, especially as a coach and not a doctor, and say everybody should be supplementing with this if they're experiencing mild cognitive decline or have an Alzheimer's diagnosis, because there is no human trials. We can look at lithium orotate being used safely in psychological cases like bipolar disorder, and it has been in the past. And you can go on Amazon right now and find all kinds of lithium orotate supplements. And so it is safe. But in terms of me telling you specifically to go use it for cognitive decline, I can't tell you to do that, though it is showing in this study to be very effective in helping. Not treating. This is not a treatment. It should not be looked at as such. And it should also not be looked at as the cause of Alzheimer's disease. It is just a side effect of the cognitive decline created, and it is a piece of the decline created as well. But there are a whole other slew of factors, like 30 to 40 different things that you can point out that could be coupling together and causing Alzheimer's and dementia to occur, cognitive decline to occur. So I'm not going to say go out and take lithium orotate. I am going to say that it could be beneficial if you wanted to talk to your neurologist about it. Hopefully your neurologist has read the study. Hopefully they understand the mechanism behind it there. But then if we also look at protection, because I know a lot of people that follow me and watch these videos are looking to protect their own brain because, like myself, your parents are diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia. So you're really worried about your own safety and protecting yourself. I don't necessarily think that supplementing with lithium orotate will help you into a greater extent. Will it hurt? No. So maybe you could do it in terms of like just making sure, but it might be a waste of money. You'd have to really track before and after of taking it, which is what I help my clients do, figuring out what supplements work the best, to see if it actually, improves your memory, improves your focus, improves your executive function, because those are all potential options or opportunities that it could occur with. But you have to track those things, because I don't think it's going to be a huge enough difference to know that the lithium orotate is making a difference for you. But in terms of the study and what they were doing here, I think that lithium has a lot of promise, lithium orotate specifically, in actual patients diagnosed with MCI or Alzheimer's disease. But I'm not going to tell anybody to go supplement with it now. And I don't think that any, really heads up doctor will be doing that anytime soon. But it has potential. And so keep that in mind. And especially if, you're looking at the other drugs that are out there for it right now, like the one that my mom is on that helps clear amyloid beta, the lithium sounds like it could have the potential to do more than the current drugs on the market. And so with that, that's the study. I hope I broke it down well to help you understand how lithium affects your brain as you age and how lithium affects, the buildup of these plaques and things that are associated with cognitive decline. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. I hope this video was helpful. And if you want to learn more about coaching and what I do, just go click the link in the description and schedule a call with me. I do free consultations and brain breakthrough sessions, and I'll talk to everybody next video.